Sorry about that, folks. This is part two. So, with the farmers and that, they're paying, 40% uh, of taxes just out of what they make. They're not being able to get anything at all. They're not able to get new equipment or that. Canada has become almost like a third world country. Um, I feel like a refugee in my own country, and they say that they got all this free dental care and that. That's bullshit because I've been trying to get it. I can't get it. I'm apparently don't qualify, even though I'm on a disability pension. And, I make less than just over $12,000 a year. That's it. That's what I got to live on. I pay $650 a month in rent alone out of $1,118 that I get. So I have what, 475 bucks or 78 bucks, something like that left. It's, and then, you buy $400 worth of food, you're looking at maybe 2.5 weeks. And then what do you do for the rest of the month? I pay my cell phone bill. It's 36 bucks a month. I know it's not much, but it comes out of my check every month. I don't get extra money. YouTube will not monetize me. I've actually been locked out of my original account. I cannot get back into it because of this government. Hey, folks. So, what do you do? Like, it's so fucking hard to do anything around here anymore that I'm surprised that these people are even able to come out and play baseball. Here, let's go up there and get a quick look and film while I'm talking here. But we have a really bad problem here with all the homelessness. Um, as you all know, I've worked in social services for over 35 years. I helped make changes to the Privacy Act and the Human Rights Act in Canada. I'm one of the founding members of the Needle Exchange Program in Canada. And I've never seen a country go to shit so bad in all my life. Like, I'm glad that these guys are able to go out and have fun. I really do. Right to them. And you're out. Anyways, we got such a huge homeless problem. Now, right over there, this is what the city of Moncton is building for people. There's two buildings there. The first one is finished. There's people living in it. The second one is almost done. People are starting to move in, and then they're building a third one right there. I want you guys to just go online and look up Three Sisters Moncton.ca. A 564 square foot apartment is $1,500 a month plus utilities. The average person that's on assistance in this province, like we're just talking like welfare, that they get about $600, $700 a month. That's it. Now, it would take minimum 3 people to move into a one bedroom in order to afford it, but yet they won't allow that because it's only made for one, maybe 2 people, a couple. That's it. Um, right across the street from it, they're building 2 more towers, about 8 stories higher than those. I believe there's supposed to be 18 or 20-story high towers that are going up right over here, all by the same company. Right up, straight up there on the other side, that there's the arena, that gray building right there. That's the Avenir Center. But just on the other side of that, up in that area, that's where a lot of the rooming houses were, and they tore them all down. There was over 25 of them that they tore down. Are you having fun? But yeah, they tore them all down. They gave nobody a place to go. The shelters are super flooded. They actually had to open up another shelter here. The shelters have tripled or quadrupled the amount of people. They say that there's only about 460 homeless people here. I see over 450 people on the street when I go for a walk. If you walk from one end of town to the other here, take a couple hours, but you would see all the different places where people are sleeping. Well, for instance, let's go right back down here where I was, where I first started this, and I'll show you. People are just, now in the city of Moncton, they have a bylaw saying that it's illegal to camp within city limits. So they can't really set up tents. So what they do is, let's come over here, get over here so I don't get run over. No hee. Holy friggin' serious, folks. I stuck out my thumb making it look like I was hitchhiking, and it gives me a dirty look. They can all lick my fucking nuts. I'm sick and tired of all these whiny fucking little bitches anyways. Canada's turned into a whole bunch of fucking pussies. You know? You got all this trans fucking bullshit. Now, I remember as a kid, if you thought that you were something that you weren't, you had problems. The mental institutions were open then, which I believe that they should be reopened. But that's for another video. But yeah, it's just disgusting now how these mayors, they don't care. Like, this mayor lives in a $400,000 house in one of the richest neighborhoods in fucking Moncton. She gets paid, I believe it's just over $200,000 a year. For what? She's not doing anything. She's ruining the city. She's allowing all these big box businesses and that to open up. They ripped down a fucking mall just to put up a new arena that wasn't really needed. Now, a lot of the money didn't come from the city, but the city did chip in a few $1 million. It was mainly built by Irving, which owns the Moncton Wildcats. But this is where people come to sleep. As you can tell, they come down here. Look at the garbage that they leave. This is where they sleep. And it's all along here. We'll take a walk along and see if we can see any more. And then, oh, look. They even come in here on this side. All through here. They'll sit here. All the garbage. People taking shits. Like, this is fucking disgusting. Look. Another spot where they hang out and sleep. So, look. This is what they do. This is what's happening to our city, folks. What the hell? Like, look at all this shit. They don't care. This is the problem with drug addicts. No, yeah, I smoke a lot of pot, but when I smoke too much pot, I'm too fucking lazy to even get off my fucking couch. You know, I'll sit there, I'll watch YouTube and shit like that. You know, make a few videos here and there at home. But look, another spot where they all come in and sit down right there. Um, and it's all along here. It doesn't matter where you go. Like, since we're heading that way, I'll show you right by my house too. And if you guys ever watched any of my videos recently, you'll see that I've done videos right from my back porch. I've had people tell me that if I don't like them shooting up in public while I'm sitting in my backyard, that I can go in my house. Like, this is the mentality of people today, and it's getting fucking tiresome. Like, yes, I'm a big advocate to help the homeless, but only if they want to help themselves. You know, I don't want to hear them say that, oh, I need help, and then they just go back to doing the same thing. I've seen it time and time and time and time again, all the time. You know, after 35 years, you'd think I learned a few things, and I have. But yeah, this is another spot where they just come, camp out, do their drugs. Right down in there. Hey. You know, like, here, one of the plaques here. But look, they got rid of the bench that was there. They're taking out benches here because people sleep on them. You know, don't get me wrong, people got to sleep, but not like this. Trying to find all the homeless encampments. Oh, there's 4 of them just up here. I've already gone through 4 of them in, I don't know, a 50-foot area. Yeah, they're all along here, but they're all by the water. They go right down there and they hide. Here's another place that they come to too. Look. They'll set up here. Look, beer cans. They don't care. This guy here, you really got to watch him. He's part of the House of Nazareth group that likes to sit out in front of my house. So let's take a quick walk down to the Chocolate River here. This is better known as it's known as the Petitcodiac River. That's the original name of it, but it's known as the Chocolate River, and you'll see why in a minute. And I believe that the tide's just starting to come in now, so we missed the tidal bore, so I won't be able to show you that. But one of these days I'll get down here and I'll record the tidal bore coming in. But yeah, see the pretty much no water here right now. Look, here's another spot. Like, really, folks? You see stuff like this, that there's for needles. Orange caps, garbage. They just throw it. They don't care. Garbage. They don't care. You know, this is a beautiful country. It really is. It's probably one of the most beautifulest countries in the world. We got people from all over the world that come here, especially to the East Coast. But it's just getting ruined. They're just throwing their garbage everywhere. But this, folks, is the Chocolate River, or the Petitcodiac River. Now, when the tide comes up, see right there? That's how high the tide comes up. Right to that ledge right there. That's how far it comes up. And it's completely brown. It's as close as I can zoom in, but you see how brown the water is there? This stuff here isn't water. This is all sand right here. You can see, like, oh, where's my finger? See that line that goes right across there? On the other side, that's water. This is sand. All this gets submerged. Just to show you, you know, it comes right up here. This is a drain that comes out into the Petitcodiac. And yeah, it's just getting worse and worse and worse no matter where you go. You know, I went out west because I bought a camper from my brother, and I was gonna move out there permanently. When I got out there, my brother ended up giving it to his ex-wife. Didn't tell me until after I got out there, even though he knew I was coming. So I got stuck out in Vancouver in the BC area for almost 5 months. If you guys follow me on the Ashamed Canadian channel, you would have seen my struggles going through, me being in Chilliwack and Winnipeg and Vancouver and all places in between, Barrie, Sudbury, all those places. Toronto, I was there with Big Red Ogre in Toronto for a couple of days, and I met some really nice people along the way. I really did. There's the YouTube community. I don't care who you are. You're the best community out there, especially the ones that are out here fighting for people's rights. I've been an activist, like I said, since 1985. And, you know, I keep saying that I'm going to give it up. I'm going to give it up. I can't do it anymore. But then I realize that if I stop now, it seems like the last 35 years or so, almost 40 now actually, has been for nothing. You know, in 85, I was 18. So yes, I'm an old fucker. I'm almost 60. But I don't know if I can do it. Like, I want to go out cop watching. But with having narcolepsy, it's hard to do anything. So I'm not very far from my home. I got my phone in my back pocket, and in case of an emergency or something, but I'm not very far from home, and I don't go far from home anymore. There's times that I haven't left my house for over 2 weeks because I just don't trust anybody anymore. You know, I was, like I said, arrested in my bedroom for breach of peace by a corrupt cop. I was arrested in Fredericton on uh, uh, the mayor of Moncton, Don Arnold, had me charged with uttering threats. Now, the only thing that I threatened her with was to publish her information. You know, where she works, how much she makes, you know, basic stuff. Anything you can find on the internet. So, I wasn't giving away anything secret, anything private or confidential. Hell, you look up Don Arnold and look for her address, you'll find it. Like it's literally listed on the internet where she lives. So me giving out her address, her home address, is not even violating the law. So I was arrested by them in Fredericton for because of the mayor and because of another guy by the name of Greg Turner. He's the MLA for this area, and the guy is the biggest piece of shit out there. Um, he signed a complaint against me too. Now those complaints went nowheres. I had to travel from Fredericton back to Moncton just to go to court, just to find out that they couldn't even charge me. So I spent like $200 for nothing because they falsely charged me. Do you think I can get any retribution? No. I've been trying to do FOIA requests for basic information. They refuse to give it to me. Been doing it for a couple of years now. And if this mayor wasn't so corrupt and, wouldn't protect dirty landlords, I probably wouldn't have had a YouTube. Well, maybe because of Justin Trudeau, but I have another video there from the last election. I wasn't allowed to vote. I was at the Elections Canada voting site, had my ID, everything, and they said that I can't vote because I'm not on the list. I know I was on the list. I seen my fucking name on the list, but they said no. Wouldn't give me any reason why or anything. They just said no. So my constitutional rights were taken there. My constitutional rights were taken when I was arrested in my bedroom. My constitutional rights were taken when I was arrested in Fredericton for no reason. And my constitutional rights were violated when the police refused to. I made a call to the police to report a break, enter, and theft over $5,000. Now in Canada, that's called an indictable offense, same as a felony. There are no statute of limitations, and you can get up to life in prison. I was ripped off for over $20,000 worth of stuff, and the landlord still gets to do it. I've been covering this for a while now. I had it up on my Facebook, but my Facebook was taken away. I can't get into that. The Facebook group was closed. I can't get into that anymore. And all the videos that I did have were on my computer that I lost in the fire this year. So, and like I was saying, folks, this is the Three Sisters that I was talking about. Oh, and that building right there, that's where they're putting up those two towers. There's two big towers going there. And it's all by the same company, and they're doing the same thing right here. They're putting in, I believe, 3 more right here, which winds up right across the street from my house. I live like right over here. But all this land, it's all swamp and stuff like that here in this part. But that's the way parts of this was. That part there used to be the old co-op. This part here down here, it had a parking lot over here, but then there was like some swamp area along here because of the Chocolate River right there. And all your drains come down here, flow down through here. But they plan on putting in a few more towers here. None of them are for subsidized housing. There's no subsidized housing being built in this province, let alone this city. This city has the highest homeless rate in all of New Brunswick, with only 47 subsidized units. You know, over 500 people. Well, I'd say there's closer to 700 people between the shelters and on the streets in the city alone. And there's no place to go. They're tearing down all the houses. Fuck, just on the other side of here, the Robinson Street, there was 4 houses over there. They tore them down, there's 1 left. You know, these houses right here on the corner. They've been trying to buy these up for years. You know, me and my wife had our own house right down the street here on Waterloo. But yeah, they're trying to buy this house and get on the other side of these bushes here. And these 3 houses, they're trying to buy them all so that they can tear them all down. Same thing over there. Those houses there, they're trying to get all them too. So now, this poor guy here, I feel sorry for him. Like, the guy's got a half decent lot here and that. Look, nice backyard and that. I don't want to show too much, but like, it's half decent. You know, he's trying his best. He's newer windows and doors and stuff like that. Trying his best to keep it up. But and right over here is where me and my wife's house was. It's gone now. But what do we have down here now? You gotta watch where you walk around here. As you can see, this is one of their other camps that they like to come to and shoot up in. Come from that way, or the way I just came, or around the other way. As you can see, there's a path still here. Now, I don't know if this is from the bylaw and the cops or what, but I know that this one isn't. This is their main route. So, this mark right here, this mark goes straight that way and straight that way and then straight up that way. All of this is private property. This belongs to the people up there, and people are coming here. Had the fire department here so many times because of fires. It's just ridiculous. Like, I put up a video there called Yard Guys Moncton. Sorry, folks. About them. Somebody right there. So, They don't care. I don't know how many times they've been told not to be down here, but they keep coming down here. This is all private property. And that empty lot right over there, they go camp out there too. During the day, nighttime here, they're lined up along here. Like, needles. They don't care. They really don't care. Now, a couple of times a day, a company called Enviro comes in and cleans this up. They have to have maids to come in to clean up after them because they're too fucking lazy to clean up after themselves. And that's where they stay, right there. That's the house of Nazareth. They had to cut this down because people were literally just throwing their junk everywhere. But this is Moncton for you, folks. And this is our Liberal government. Now, Dawn Arnold doesn't have her party affiliation on her website, but she worked for a Liberal government. And then she was elected going on the same principles as the Liberals. And then what happened? We had all these problems happening. And then to top it off, what they do is they just let this country is going to shit. You know, that brown building right there, the main part of that building is mental health and addictions. But the CBSA is also there. And for you guys that don't know what CBSA is, it's Canadian Border Security Agency is right there. And they're the ones in big hot water for the Arrive scam app and shit like that. $60 million on an app that didn't work. All this shit. So their office is right there. The airport's over in Dieppe, but we have no border here other than because the Moncton Airport's now an international airport that they have the CBSA here. But on the other side of that, there's nothing. Like, there's an old brick building there, but it's mainly parking lot. And why can't they put housing there? You know, make city-run rooming houses. It's as simple as that. You know, it would get so many people off the street. It would curb crime, because if you don't have people on the street, if they have a place to go, most of them will just want to stay in their house. There are some that'll go out and do criminal activity and that, but there's not much you can do about that. But I believe that we should bring back the Mental Health Act in this country. We've got so many people that are just out here, don't have a clue who their fucking name is, let alone where they are or anything. And it's because there's no place to put them. They closed all the mental institutions in Canada. Um, and, you know, I'm not the only one that's saying this now. There's the mayor of Port Coquitlam, BC, is saying that we need to bring back the Mental Health Act. So maybe me saying this enough for over years and years since it started, that maybe it's starting to sink into some of these people's heads. Maybe they're actually starting to listen to Canadians. They may not even know who I am. They may not even have heard of me. Um, a lot of I know that a lot of people in the social service industry have heard of me though, but mayors not so much, except for this mayor and Mike Savage in Moncton, and the old mayor of Moncton, Doug Ford, and Rob Ford. Rob Ford used to be my drug dealer back when I was selling drugs back in the late '80s. Um, and then there's maybe one or two other mayors that I've met and sat down with. I had actually had uh, dress codes put into effect into men's shelters because female workers would come in and they'd be in these super tight spandex, and you know they would make sure that the front of their shirt is tucked in so that everybody could see their snatch. Like, don't get me wrong, um, I love a nice looking woman, but I don't like to see, you know, a woman that's 250 pounds that's got fucking so much cellulite and that the spandex are just hanging on to their thread. Like, they shouldn't be wearing it in there. And I also had about 28 beds removed because they were overcrowding. They kept building inside. They added a piece, put in twice as many beds as it could hold into that new space, and then they crammed the space even closer, and then they built an office for them, and then it was finally getting too much. They had 6 chairs in there for 80 people. There was 4 tables and 6 chairs. Nobody could sit down there like meals or anything. Well, they didn't really serve you meals there, and to this day, I still don't think they do. It's called Metro Turning Point Center in Halifax, just off of Barrington Street, right behind Brunswick Street United Church, where I used to work way back in the 80s. Um, so, you know, I've worked from coast to coast. I've seen the different volumes of homelessness. I've seen it where, you know, we may not even need to open up to a shelter to being in Canada's, working at Canada's largest men's shelter and have to turn people away when we had about 1,200 beds, you know, because constantly full. The Mental Health Act needs to come in. All these people are running around. They said that, oh, well, as long as they're not a danger to themselves or to the general public and take their medication, they just kicked them out. No place to go, nobody to look after them, nothing. They say that they would send around a mental health worker to them at the shelter or whatever. They'd stop. And most of the time, the people aren't even there, or half the time, the mental health workers don't show up. So they don't get any supervision, they don't take their medication, and what they do is they end up selling their medication on the street and getting hooked on harder stuff. So now we have a lot of people out there that should actually be in a hospital or at least supportive housing where they, you know, be supervised when they're out in public and that. But no, our government rather send $15 billion to Volkswagen alone. That $15 billion, I know for a fact. I have drawings and everything. I've been doing the research for years. Um, with $15 billion, I could have cut the homeless rate by 2/3. that means that shelters would have been open for people that need them. They'd be actually able to close some shelters down, save money that way. But no, they don't want to do that. You know, they rather spend in Ontario, I believe that shelters, they build a government. Now, when I was working at Seton House in Toronto, for instance, back in the 90s, we were billing social services $135 a night per person. And in the 90s, that's when the beds dropped a little bit. I believe we had about 1,000 beds there. And so you got 1,000 beds at $135 a night. Get off my property right now.
What are you gonna fucking do, bud? What are you gonna do? You're the one taking pictures, you fucking nut?
I'm allowed.
I don't give a people. I can charge you shit out for that shit, asshole.
Go ahead. I'll tell you what.
What's your fucking name, bitch? What's your name? Huh? What's your fucking name, bud?
Plaintiff.
I wanna know what's your fucking last name, bud?
You can't go over there into the bush and record people.
Oh, yes, I can. That's my property. I own that fucking property. Don't tell me.
Yeah, well, fucking go to your voice. Go to your voice, bud, if you know what's right there.
Yeah, okay. I got all your pictures. And I know one of your names. Yeah, I'm being threatened by 4 people here. The guy's literally trying to whip down his pants. He just tried to come onto my property. 41 Waterloo Street. Pardon me? Moncton. I had people try to threaten me and tell me that they're going to beat my face in. It's all on video. Because I recorded them. Because I'm allowed to. That's why. I'm sitting in my fucking yard. Are you guys that fucking stupid that you don't even know the fucking law? Fuck off then. I'll take care of it myself. Cowards running now. And this is what I go through, folks. Like I said, I can't even sit in my own fucking backyard. I was literally sitting right there. Well, I'm going to stop this and upload it so that you guys can see it.